So you may be wondering why I'm sat here by myself. Stick around to find out exactly why. So everyone, welcome. I am Tom, I am the head of positivity, and I'm here to talk to you today about the pros and cons of working from home. So I'm sat here by myself today because I've recently moved to Manchester and I've taken up doing a little bit of work from home. So since COVID, working from home has become kind of the norm for a lot of people. I know that is being taken back by a lot of businesses now, but it's quite an interesting thing to talk about, especially now coming out of COVID. Work from home doesn't work for every business. So as a business owner, you need to establish whether it can work for you and whether it will be a benefit. I certainly see it as a benefit, and I think it should be taken as that, not something that is just kind of granted upon people. With that, it does come with a lot of trust. So working from home for me is all about trust. Do you have the trust in your team, your staff to do their job as well as they possibly can in the office, as they would be at home? So let me dive into a few of the pros that I've got down. So for me, one of the biggest ones with work from home is the kind of flexibility and the work-life balance, really. Obviously, a lot of people have kind of lengthy commutes. A lot of people might have the gas man come in or need their fridge fixing, where they might just need to be at home. So that flexibility there it is really, really nice that your employer can give you that, and you can still work from home, which is always a good thing. It's also saving yourself on kind of like costs, travel costs, and most importantly, your time. Another big one is punctuality. When you're talking about times and commuting, you'll often find that people might be a little bit late to the office, dealing with traffic or all sorts of things. I know that can be a real issue getting into kind of big cities. But if you're offering that work from home, that can kind of cut that down a little bit, and people can start on time from their own home. Finally, on the pro section, we are a recruitment company, so it'd almost be rude to not talk about kind of talent pool. So if you're offering work from home, maybe it's a few days at your company, the talent pool and the area that people are willing to travel is much further. So you can attract lots of different talent from various different areas that are normally a little bit outside of your scope if you were kind of like 5 days a week from the office. I'm gonna kind of go in the middle for this one before I go on to the cons. So there's the idea of working from home can improve focus, but then on the other side, there's loads and loads of distractions that you can have at home that you might not necessarily have in the office. I know certainly for myself, I'm more of a distraction to everyone in the office, so I'm sure they have some fun when I'm not here. But for me, working from home, I can really kind of focus, get into my work, and really crack on. Okay, let me get into some of the cons now. So, working from home can often be quite costly to businesses, especially if you're going full out. I know a lot of friends who over COVID had chairs delivered, tables delivered, laptop screens, keyboards, all that sort of stuff. So it is something you definitely need to consider if you're thinking about that kind of working from home situation. You've got to put certain things in place for the people that are working from home, which can be quite costly. There's also the social element, which is something that needs to be considered. Obviously, if your team's working from home, they might have that bit of social isolation. They might not like kind of working from home. They might be might want to be with their team, and this can also kind of loosen the bonds between your team. So it's really important that you keep an eye on that. You keep your kind of team morale high as much as you possibly can while they're in the office. And finally, working from home is very reliant on technology, something that is incredibly unreliable. Say if you were at home and I don't know, your laptop charger stops working, you're in a bit of a pickle there. But if you're in the office, I'm sure we've got loads of them in a cupboard or something like that. So working from home can be a little bit unreliable sometimes. You might have outages or whatever the problem is. You might have bad Wi-Fi at home. These are all sort of things that you have to consider when you're thinking about kind of letting your team work from home. Lots and lots of pros and cons, I'd say. Overall, I think it is a great thing. If it works for your business, though, you've got to make sure it's right for your team and the people that work for you. I don't think it should be something that's given out lightly. I definitely do think it is a benefit. So when considering maybe introducing it for your team, I think you need to take it on a benefit basis. I think that gives you a lovely kind of oversight on this. But thank you very much for coming, and I'll see you in the next video.